Hello, Star Wars fans. Welcome to our first review, our spoiler review about the first episode of Boba Fett called
Stranger in a Strange Land.
The episode has already started with a scene that we've probably all been waiting for, a question that we all had in mind. Boba Fett is in the scene that we last saw him in terms of, the original Star Wars trilogy. He is in the stomach and the mouth of the Sarlacc, being slowly digested for probably the next 1,000 years, as we were told. But it's not quite 1,000 years. And we see this amazing way in which he does not give up, but frees him right out of this situation using his probably most iconic weapon.
So yeah, we meet Boba Fett again after the Star Wars movies, and he's one of the very interesting characters and also a loved character. And so the decision was made to give him a bit more space to tell his story. And we find him on Tatooine again with some flashbacks and some actual storytelling of his new aspirations or his new career, so to speak, on Tatooine.
So after freeing himself, he gets first of all, he's robbed by the Jawas. I mean, do you hate Jawas? I mean, is there anything nice about Jawas? I mean, they look like they would be dwarfs from a Disney movie. I mean, there are literally dwarfs from a Disney movie right now because Disney bought them. But they are so mean. They just steal his armor and everything. Poor Boba Fett. And then he is captured by the Tusken Raiders. So that's how much for bad luck.
From a rock to a hard place, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, does anybody ever think let's kill all the Jawas? I don't know. But anyway, so he's going through a tough time. I mean, from the mouth of a Sarlacc, he is being robbed by the Jawas. He's captured by the Tuskens. Later on, he has to fight against this huge multi-arm monster. I mean, come on, he's going through quite a bit of a tough time here.
He does, but also he makes friends, I guess. So it's a bit open in the end. But apparently, from a prisoner, he's being accepted to the Tusken Raiders, and so let's see where he goes from there. So it's a very interesting thing. Also, his character is being described because as a prisoner, I wondered if he could have escaped nevertheless. So his co-prisoner did act a bit, let's face it, a bit stupid.
Really stupid.
Really stupid indeed. But this Tusken boy, I guess it's a child, I wondered if he could have escaped, but he treats him really well because he's misused rather by the Tusken boy. And so we learn his character, we learn about how he behaves even under pressure. He grabs the arm of the boy to get some drink, but accepts him as a superior, and then he saves him. So when he it's a wonderful scene, isn't it? When he stands on this four-armed monster, whatever it is, with the chains in both hands, and he's broken the chains. He's broken his prisonership, probably symbolically, and then he returns. He lets the boy have all the honor of the killed animal. The boy pays tribute to him, and then he's offered water. So it looks to me as if he's accepted by the Tusken Raiders as a friend of the family, at least.
It's possible, at least. We don't yet know where exactly this leads. But I find in terms of a hero's journey, the whole thing already starts with him literally crossing the threshold, in fact, the belly of, well, not quite the whale, but the belly of the Sarlacc. So that's like a typical mythological motif. We don't really have the first bits, but he's thrown right into it. And it'll be interesting to think what would be the first part of the stages, but I guess we might say he's getting a job from Jabba the Hutt, and that's kind of leading into, anyway, this position, more involuntarily, obviously. And then he uses the resources, the weapons he has to get out of there. And pretty much all we see is a big road of trials that eventually leads to some kind of status within the society of the Tuscans. And then it goes back and forth in time. So apparently much later in time, we do not know how much later, he becomes this boss of the mob, of the criminal syndicate or something like that.
Yeah, it's called a daimyo, obviously. I did not find any good explanation on what this is, so maybe this is my fault. But this is
he's pretty much the boss of the syndicate,
yes,
the big
gangster
bad one.
boss.
But here he uses his position to not rule with fear, but rule with respect. So that's pretty cool. And by the way, he has a new has a crew member, which some of us may recognize from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Agent May, which is pretty cool to see her again if you have seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I enjoy that. And she has almost like a similar role. So that's fun. But anyway, he has this completely different approach. He accepts the tributes. Some people seem to be rather interested in pissing him off than paying tributes. And it's going to be interesting how he deals with that, ruling with respect as he chose.
Well, for once, it does not look as if it works out for him. So we have to wait how he will do this. Rule with respect.
But he is superior. He is victorious at the end, and one of the reasons why he is because he accepted the Gamorreans, these kind of green pig-like guardians who apparently are very, very loyal. I didn't like them too much when I first saw them in episode 6, but they seem to be pretty loyal. They don't seem to be pretty intelligent, but they seem to be pretty loyal. And they pretty much saved his skin here. So being willing to accept them, despite the fact that they served his enemies before, was actually a very wise and also sort of perhaps generous move, which saves his skin. Now his skin's not in the best shape anyway.
Indeed. Yes, he very often has to retreat into a healing tank. And so, yeah, we can wonder what's behind this.
Yeah, so he seems to have some negative after effects, and whether they will be completely healed eventually or not. It's, of course, the kind of Bacta tank that we already know, and that also Luke has once recovered. And we're also reminded, of course, of the condition, which is, of course, way worse, that Darth Vader is in. But yeah, we have the beginning of a very interesting journey. We see where it kind of leads. So we're following the story, following the events after being swallowed by the Sarlacc, eventually captured by the Tuscans and maybe set free by them, or maybe he escapes. We don't yet know that.
Maybe he makes friends, just in the sense of the hero's journey. So maybe he finds some mentors or some resources.
So we have those two storylines really, and we're of course only at the beginning, but it seems to be very promising. We want to know, how did he become daimyo, and how?
Why did he become this?
Why did he become it? I guess it's probably because that's the background he's in. I mean, he was always kind of a servant of the Hutts. Now that the Hutts are gone, he might want to become the boss. But he has a very different idea. And
obviously, yes. So we learned that Doc Strassi now pays tribute to him. This is some guy, a leader of the Trandoshan family. So they are very influential there, and he used to work for them, and now he pays tribute. We also learned that the mayor is not willing to pay tribute to him. So this is a conflict that we will learn more about, I'm sure. So he only sends his major domo. And actually, I found this major domo guy isn't he a trickster? So I love this, the way he talked, and he is so
but not very good trickster in a way, I think. I mean, this guy, like, was any other villain? I mean, if it, you know, we see that Boba Fett clearly is not like just the evil guy, but I mean, with the Hutts, he would have been fed to the what's our name of the monster?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I just forgot it. The come on, somebody quickly get this. I'm just gonna Google this quickly.
Yeah.
The Rancer. That was what I was
looking
for. He would have been fed to the Rancer and be done with. I mean, I do not think that Jabba the Hutt would have taken that.
Yes.
So did they not take Boba Fett serious enough? And is it because he has a different way of dealing with things?
So he provokes Boba because he wants tribute for himself rather than pay
but I mean, he's alone there. I mean, you know.
But maybe we have a first impression here also. Well, not the first actually, but we learn that he does not want to kill the major domo because he says to Fennec, he says he works for the mayor, so he's not the mayor himself, so he lets him go. And maybe this is a way of gaining friends. So I don't know.
But I mean, this guy does not seem to, either he is so sure that Boba Fett's not going to kill him, and then it would be interesting. Why? Maybe it's because the way Boba Fett has behaved before, or he's just stupid. I mean, or I don't know, but because I mean, that would be the most natural reaction, wouldn't it? But anyway, we see that Boba Fett is a very different kind of figure. He is not the evil guy as he was probably perceived, but because he's such an iconic figure, and because we already learned that he's not evil. He wanted the best for his sort of son, clone son. Oh no!
Actually, Boba is the clone son. But you are right, because Boba Fett oriented himself towards his father Jango, so he tried to learn from him, and so we learn from the spin-offs that he was educated quite a young age in his father's work, and so he obviously learned a lot, and he always had a tendency to show mercy if it was a good idea in his opinion to do so. So I guess he's strategic or tactical acting. So his actions are motivated by his goal that he has, and so he will have his reasons, I guess. And maybe also the mayor has reasons to send his major domo, so we don't know very much of the latest relationships on Tatooine or on Mos Mos Espa. Sorry, Mos Espa. So we don't know what happened there recently.
Yeah. So the question really is, what is his goal? I mean, we don't really know that much about this character yet. So this series is likely to give us a lot more information into who he is, what his motivations are, and why he does the things he does. I mean, he's still kind of like the crime lord of the area, but what does that mean? So he tries to be the crime lord and a little bit of the good guy at the same time, but he's not the perfect good guy. I mean, he's still not. not one of the heroes of Star Wars.
Regarding good guys, do you remember the scene when he was prisoner with this Rhodian guy, and they observed some armed people? They Überfall auf Deutsch, English. And they raided. They raided the house of some person, some man, and so there was some crime going on. Obviously, maybe he witnessed it.
And he wasn't too happy about it.
Yes, he witnessed it, and I'm not sure if I'm short on knowledge here, but this symbol they put on the walls of the house. So I don't know what symbol.
I didn't see that before in Star Wars, to be honest, but maybe.
Okay, so this is new. So maybe it's some clan of gangsters or some,
I guess it is,
political thing. So yeah, so maybe this is one of his motivations to become the boss of the gangsters, whatever. Maybe not. We don't know.
Maybe he wants to make a better world by being a better boss with less evil gangsters. I don't know. I'm very curious how that plays out.
Yeah.
So what did we miss? Did you miss any Easter eggs? I'm curious, and I'd like to ask our viewers, what do you think? What did you like? What did you not like? And what are you curious for in the next episode? Looking forward to hear more from you. Bye for now, and stay tuned for our next review on the next episode of Boba Fett, coming to you next Wednesday, I guess.
Yeah. So bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you soon. And leave us a like. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.